Hey Krishna devotees, Pranam. Welcome to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Today we are very fortunate to have the association of today's Swayam Prakash Prabhu. Will be sharing the nectar from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto number 6, chapter number 2, sloka number 5 and 6. Prabhuji, over to you.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीर् उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. Hare Krishna. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 2, Verse 5 and 6. यस्यांके शिरादाय लोकस्वपिति निर्वृतयः स्वयं धर्मम् अधर्मं वा न हि वेद यथा पशुः स कथं न्यार्पितात्मानं कृतमैत्रम् अचेतनं विश्रम्भणीयो भूतानां सघृण्यो दोग्धुमर्हति. Translation by the and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Chanaranta Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. People in general are not very advanced in knowledge by which to discriminate between religion and irreligion. The innocent, unenlightened citizen is like an ignorant animal sleeping in peace with its head on the lap of its master, faithfully believing in the master's protection. If a leader is actually kind-hearted and deserves to be the object of a living entity's faith, how can he punish or kill a foolish person who has fully surrendered in good faith and friendship? Purport. The Sanskrit word Vishwastaghata refers to one who breaks faith or causes a breach of trust. The mass of people should always feel security because of the government's protection. Therefore, how regrettable it is for the government itself to cause a breach of trust and put the citizens in difficulty for political reasons. We actually saw during the partition days in India that although Hindus and Muslims were living together peacefully, manipulation by politicians suddenly aroused feelings of hatred between them, and thus the Hindus and Muslims killed one another over politics. This is a sign of Kali Yuga. In this age, animals are kept nicely sheltered, completely confident that their master will protect them. But unfortunately, as soon as the animals are fat, they are immediately sent for slaughter. Such cruelty is condemned by Vaishnavas like the Vishnudutas. Indeed, the hellish conditions already described await the sinful men responsible for such suffering. One who betrays the confidence of a living entity who takes shelter of him in good faith, whether that living entity be a human being or an animal, is extremely sinful. Because such betrayals now go unpunished by the government, all of human society is terribly contaminated. The people of this age are therefore described as mandaha sumandamatayo mandabhagya hi upadritaha. As a consequence of such sinfulness, men are condemned, mandaha. Their intelligence is unclear, Sumandamatayaha. They are unfortunate, Mandabhagyaha. And therefore, they are always disturbed by many problems, Upadritaha. This is their situation in this life, and after death, they are punished in hellish conditions. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swah Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijanasahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratrishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanasute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Neelachal Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Balabhadra Subhadrabhyam Jagannathaya Te Namah Hare Krishna. So today we'll try to discuss something on this section of Srimad Bhagavatam, where the Vishnudutas and the Yamadutas are having a conversation, and when they saw the Ajamila and the Yamadutas are about to take, that is the time Vishnudutas, they stop them, and when asked for the clarification, the Vishnudutas are telling this section. And in this verse especially, Vishnudutas are telling that how can you take somebody who has put faith and trust in the master, and the master, how can he be so ruthless in not protecting him and breaking the trust which the person has kept. So today we'll discuss something on this. Just Srila Prabhupada has given one lecture on this, just few points on that, as well as on this theme of breach of trust. Especially any relationship means there has to be a trust, and can that trust be always, can there be any breach of trust in a relationship, or it should not happen at all, or how to deal with it, that we'll discuss. So seeking the blessings of all the Vaishnavas, I'll try to share some things based on what I've heard from my seniors and to the level of my realizations. So this is a wonderful section of Ajamila, and in the further where the Vishnudutas, when they speak, and further the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam, the holy name is going to come, which can give us so much of hope that how the Krishna's holy name is so powerful or so merciful that it can transform the heart of any person or take any person from whichever level one is to the level where he can be completely purified. And as a testimony of this fact is the faith of Srila Prabhupada, which he had in the holy name and the instruction of his spiritual master, which transformed the lives of so many people of the in the present day and age. And just here we are seeing the Ajamila, this case which had happened thousands of years ago, and it may appear to us that it may be just in the pages of the Srimad Bhagavatam, but it may not happen to us or it may not happen to me. But then just to give that uh, hope to all of us also is the recent this one of the Srila Prabhupada's life and his preaching, through which so many devotees got transformed to such an extent that now they are inspiring so many wonderful other people. Just 2 days back, we had the auspicious association of His Holiness Indrajana Swami Maharaj. And as Maharaj told that Srila Prabhupada gave him the instruction that preach boldly and have faith in the holy name. And taking that instruction, Maharaj had gone to the nooks and corners of the world where people may never come across a devotee or might have not heard the holy name, and going and sharing the Krishna's holy name with one and all. So here in this, like no, as the shloka goes, that yasyanke shira adhaya, like no, shira means the head, adhaya means like keeping. If like no, one who has kept the head on the lap, anke means the lap, lokas swapiti nirvritaha. So all the general populace, common people who are sleeping, like now nirvrita means in peace without any anxiety. Just like when a child is sleeping in the mother's lap, the child is completely peaceful. The child has complete trust that like my mother is there to protect. Or when the father or the mother takes the child and throws in the air, the child is completely in the it is it's joyous for the child that it is laughing when it is thrown in the air, because he is completely having the trust that my father or the mother is going to catch me. They're not going to throw me in the air and lay me down so that I can get hurt or something. So that's why rather than becoming fearful, the child is more like no, with a big beam of smile. Like the child says, once again, once again, once again. Why? He is in complete trust that like no, they are going to take me, they are going to hold me, and that trust is there, and that complete faith is there. But just imagine that the father throws in the air and he stands folded hand. How it will be. So that's the thing which here Vishnudutas are telling to the Yamadutas, that how can it be that like you are saying that here is a person who has like no yeah, chanted the name of Narayana, and because of which Ajamila is completely now sinless. So that way, when one is there, how can you take him for punishing him? It is not the right thing to be done. And for that, he is telling that a person who is like no keeping his lap, and he doesn't know Swayam dharmam adharmam va nahi veda yata pashu. So he is not aware of what is the right, what is wrong, what is dharma, what is adharma. He is not so intelligent or to understand all these things. So, because of which he doesn't know the dharma and adharma, and he is like a pashu. Like now, the pashu is compared. He is an animal because the animal, it goes to the suppose it is in the market. In the market, it sees that a person is hitting him because he is eating the what are the vegetables, and it lifts its head from one side and then it goes to the next vendor and then it puts its head there, not thinking or understanding that like I'll get the beating there also. You may not be able to make out all those this one. That's why we don't have any uh, what you can say, road rules for the animals, that okay, now red light, your signal is there, you stop. No, it is humans who stop. If the cow is going in the road and even if it is red light or green light or yellow light, it goes on its own, and it is the human who is who he cannot tell that like, hey, it is green light. If it comes in the middle, why should I care? No, because that cannot understand. And as a human, like one has a higher intelligence and higher ability to um, discriminate, so he has to follow. So here, uh, that's what he is like the Vishnu Dattas are telling. So when a person is not aware of it, and like now he is completely surrendered, Nyarpita Atmanam, that he is completely surrendered. So at such a time, how can he be sangrunno dogdhamarhati? Like no, one who has a soft heart, like no, how can he give pain to such a person? So Prabhupada also was giving the example that just imagine that child is sleeping in the mother's lap, and if the mother thinks of killing the child, how it will be? The uh, child completely puts faith or the trust, and it feels that in the entire creation, this is a place which like I can be more peaceful. And if the same mother kills the child, then like no, what else to, where else is the place for the child to go, or the this one. So that way, uh, 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 the whoever is the caretaker has to be extra cautious to give the protection for the dependent. And because the dependent may not be aware of all the intricacies, that's why in the Bhagavatam also tells that uh, uh, this, to understand the intricacies of the all the dharma, adharma and all is very difficult. So that's why it says that Mahajanayena gata sapantaha. The best thing is to just follow in the footsteps of the Mahajanas. And especially like now, if one is not able, the all those the leader, it is the responsibility of the leader to care for the subordinate or the dependents. Even in the current day and age also, if you see in the bank there is minor, there is guardian for the that child or the minor in the bank account. Why? Because the child may not know uh, whether to take money or not to take, or where to invest or what. So that's why there is a person who is guardian who can on behalf of the minor can do the transactions. So what if the person who is supposed to take care, if he only does something wrong, then there is a hope for the minor. So that way, when the caretaker or the guardian or the ruler is very mature and very uh, caring, then there can be peace and there can be prosperity everywhere. Just like when Yudhishthir Maharaj was there, he was caring for each and everyone, and there was no scarcity of anything, and everybody were peaceful, and everybody were eager to follow whatever the the instructions given by or whatever the Yudhishthira Maharaj would set a rule or standard, everybody would look at him and they would follow. On contrary, we see that the Vena, when he was there, everybody were fearful seeing him because the king himself was not a righteous or this one. So, because of which they were fearful of him. So, when the government is good, the people feel secure. People feel that, yes, I can follow them. And if the government itself is like no, not a safe, secure, then how can they trust this one? And in Kannada, there is a saying, "Beliye eddu holameidante," because the farmer keeps trust on the fence, that the fence is the protection from all the unwanted people or the animals, and if the fence itself comes and eats away the grains or the whatever the grown things into this one, then what is the hope? So that's what is being told. So that way, it is the responsibility of the leader or the this one to care for the dependents. So that's why Vishnu Dutas are here telling that the moment Ajamila has chanted the name Narayana, although he might have chanted the name of Narayana without the what you can say, the right Mm. understanding that he is not calling for the Supreme Lord, he is calling his son. Nevertheless, the holy name of Narayana is so powerful that because he didn't do any aparad, he just called out, it is in the Namabhas, and then the Vishnu Dutas immediately came and he said that they have called our masters. How can we just not do anything on a person who has trusted our master? It's our responsibility to protect him. And that's why we have come and we are stopping you. That's what is being told here. So Prabhupada tells in the lecture further that uh, uh, here he is called as a Pashu. Hmm? Why Pashu? Because Pashu cannot distinguish between the Dharma and Adharma. Hmm? Pashu needs a caretaker or the master to to take care of him and uh, uh, guide him or kind of look after him, because the Pashu knows eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. Ahara, Nidra, Bhayamaitunam cha. Samanyametam Pashubir Naranam. This is common for the humans and the Pashus. So that way, these are the four things which are the animals and the humans do. And if, like now further that shloka says, Dharmo hiteshu adhiko visheshu dharmena hina Pashubir samana, that if one doesn't follow or if he doesn't inquire, if he just human also follows only these four things, then he is as good as the Pashu. So if you carefully see in the present day and age, there is no education in teaching what is right and what is wrong. Like only there is so much of uh, technology is being given, and in the name of secularism or secularity, the schools and the colleges also are not teaching to uh, many of them. There are some, I don't generalize like in generalizing. Specifically, there may be many schools which are teaching the moral science or the having separate good cultural these things, but majority of them have become in the name of secularity. They don't teach any of these things. And on top of this one, that many times we see that the parents also, because of the they have to go for the jobs and they are not having time, or they themselves sometimes they are not aware of the scriptural injunctions or what is to be done, what is not to be done. So if they are only unaware, then how can they guide the others? So that is the precarious situation which we are in, like now. So uh, so in that this one, like now, uh, the people become nothing but the polished animals only, and nothing uh, more. So here, that's why he is compared to the pashu. So therefore, it is the duty of the the dependent, or sorry, not the dependent, or the uh, person who is taking care, the master, that he takes care of the dependent, so that they can be guided properly in the right way, what is right, what is wrong. That's why the in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the shloka also comes that guru na sasyat, janini na sasyat, pita na sasyat. Like now, one cannot become a father, one should not become a father, mother, guru, or a teacher in if is like no samupitya mrityum, like if he is not able to take the his dependent or the people who are under his care out of this cycle of birth and death, then um, they should not take that role. So that way it is the duty of the government to teach, to elevate the people by giving them the right knowledge, right understanding. For that, the government, or the government is ruled by the king or the person. He has to have that knowledge. He has to be a Rajarshi. When he is Rajarshi, he's not just a Raja. Otherwise, these days, many people may be Rajas or the kings, but they just know how to manage. There are many companies, or there are many big professors. There are just the professors, or the technology wise they may be knowing, but that in itself is not sufficient. When the technology or the whatever the knowledge or the is learned in the school and colleges, that may fill the belly, that may help in like no roti kapda makan, but that cannot give us the satisfaction of heart, or that cannot take one from the cycle of birth and death, and that cannot take one out of this material world to the spiritual world. It is just a the material knowledge, and the material knowledge will help only in this material world, only for the material things. And we are not just the matter, we are the spirit soul. Being spirit soul, just the knowledge of the matter is not sufficient. So that's why we need the spiritual knowledge also, because only that can satisfy the heart. Just like a fish taken out of the water cannot be happy with whatever is given, no matter if it gets the AI, best of the AI, or the AI, whatever is done with the AI, it doesn't matter to the fish. It needs the water. The same way, the soul, being the spirit, it wants the spiritual substance. Without that, it will be without devoid of that, it will be like no, just causes the uh, dissatisfaction. And that's why in the Prabhupada also writes in this purport, at the end of this purport, that that is the condition of the people of this human society. Because one thing is that they are not aware of what is to be done, what is right, what is right, what is not to be done. On top of that, the the as the Kali Yuga progresses, as it mentions in the Shrimad Bhagavatam, the third chapter of 12th canto, where the description of the Kali Yuga comes, there it says that all the government itself is dasyu. Dasyu means the plunderers. So they come and they want to plunder. So they want to take away everything. So then how can there be uh, there it says that the people become so fearful of the government and the taxation that they just want to leave the home and everything, and they want to run to the forest. So when this is the situation, that's why Prabhupada in this end of the purport writes that it's because of such government, and one side they don't know, and the person whom they should be trusting, and he is not trustworthy, and because of which the whole Kali Yuga is filled with these kind of people. What is it? The Manda Sumanda Matayo Manda Bhagya Upadhrita. Kalo asmin yuge jana mandas mandamate mandabhagya pradata. That they are very manda. That means they are condemned. And Sumandamataya, their intelligence is unclear. Sumanda, like no superlative it is. They don't have the mati or the intelligence to think, or it is not clear to them what is to be done. And Manda Bhagya, they don't have any good fortune. And because of all these things, they are always upadrita, they are disturbed, and they are neither happy in this life, while leaving also they are troubled. And because they don't know what is to be done, or what is the goal of life, because of which while being in this life, because of the surrounding, because of the government, they are harassed and troubled, and they are not living peacefully. And neither they are able to, because they don't know what to do, their future is also very ghastly, or there it is a pathetic situation that they don't know where to go, or they do all the things which is mm, shown, or the uh, showcased by the people or the leaders. Out of their greed, they show that what is not to be done as a primost things are to be done, and the people they follow that, and they go to the, they like no hell, or they, or rather than that, they will have a consequently a wrong next life also. So it becomes a perpetual cycle of birth and death. And only by the causeless mercy of a Vaishnava, if they come compassionate Vaishnavas in their life, because of some ajnata sakriti, then they can have some hope. So that's what Prabhupada is telling, that in the modern days, because of not having this right education, what is happening is that the child is uh, feeling that mother's embryo is the safest place in the entire creation. I'm in the most safest place, and with that trust, it is sleeping, and the people, like no, they are aborting. What kind of uh, civilization we are in? So Prabhupada would be very mm, uh, heavy on this aspect of uh, how the children are being slaughtered because of not having the understanding that that's going to create so much of sinful reactions in the future. So similarly, like no, the Ajamila, because of not having the knowledge, he had done all the wrong things. But now, by chanting the holy name, he has become pure. So he cannot be punished. So that's why we have come to protect him. So that way, the Vishnudutas are answering to the questions of the Yamadutas. And why do we commit sin is because of our ignorance and because of not having the knowledge. So only when one is in the darkness, that time he cannot see where is what, he'll be completely unaware of the things. But the moment the light comes, the moment the sun rises, immediately he'll be able to see that, oh, this is here, this is to be done, this is not to be done. Or here I should walk, I should not walk here. Here are the what you can say, the mm, dangerous things are there. So that light, we say that, that asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya. That from tamas, that is from the darkness, we have to come to the light. Like now, that jyoti is the represents the knowledge. That is, in the Srimad Bhagavatam also, it comes that when Krishna left this world, Krishna Swadhamopagate Dharmajnanadivi Saha Kalo Nashta Dashamesham Puranarko Vinoditaha. That when Krishna left this material world and went to the spiritual world, at that time he left back this uh, mm, Purana Arka. Arka means the sun. This Purana, Bhagavata Purana, like the sun, Adunoditaha, that it has risen, so that like Kalo Nashta Dashamesham, that in the Kali Yuga people have lost the sight and they don't know. They're not able to see, understand what is to be done. So to give light to them, this Bhagavatam has manifested, which is not different from Krishna. So that way, the ignorance has to be removed by the uh, way of giving the knowledge, and that is the best humanitarian activity which can be done. That is what Srila Prabhupada used to tell. That is the mission of ISKCON, is to give this right knowledge to the people of the world, so that like the Prabhupada in the same lecture, Prabhupada was telling that if you give food to a person, he may eat, and again like he will need the food again. And if you give whatever things needed for him, like the medical health or whatever it is, medical or financial or anything, he will again need it. But Prabhupada is telling it's not that just we should not give food, but not just uh, restrict it to that. Along with it, give knowledge also. So that way it will make it complete. So the food is for the body also is being given, and for the soul also the knowledge is being given, so that that particular soul can understand what is the purpose of life and can purify himself and understand that this material world is not the all in all or the permanent place, and the permanent place is a spiritual world and I have to go there. So that's why then where to get this knowledge? That's why the Bhagavatam also says that tad vijnanartham sagarum eva bigacchi. That like no one should approach a guru, a spiritual teacher who can give this knowledge. Otherwise, a teacher can teach the subject which he has learnt or which he has mastered. A physics teacher cannot teach chemistry. He may be able to teach little bit of the chemistry, but he may not have the in-depth knowledge of that. The same way, people may have little bit of tuta puta spiritual understanding. Okay, every day we should do something, fold the hands and offer agarbatti, and that much they may know. Yes, that's good, but then why we should offer that? What is the reason? If that is not told, then what happens is people, they don't get the right understanding. Why should we do this? Why should I offer? Why should I bow down? Why should I uh, go to the temple? And when they ask and they are not able to answer. No, no, no. It has to be followed. My father was following. I am following. You follow. No, I don't follow. So that's why they need the right understanding, or they have to be given the right direction and the explanation why it should be done. And when that is given, then people are ready to follow. It's not that people are not wanting, but they want to know, why should I do? What is in it for me? What is the benefit for me? When that is told, they'll be happy to follow it. And that's what happened when Srila Prabhupada went to the West. People were searching for the happiness, people were searching for the meaning in life. And when Prabhupada gave the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, and they trusted Prabhupada, and then they started following this. Same people, Prabhupada used to tell that all the churches are empty. Why? Because they're not giving them the right understanding. In a way, they when they are questioned, they're silenced. When they ask for something, they're silenced. That, hey, you should not ask these things, just follow. Then they feel that, hey, why should I follow? It's just a superstition, let it, and they leave it. But when the right understanding, proper explanation is given, they'll be happy to do. And that is the duty of the ISKCON. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said, Bharata Bhumite Manushya Janma Hoila Jar, Janma Sarthaka Kari Kara Para Upakar. Pure, perfect one's life and help others also. So to help others, unless one helps oneself, one cannot help others. So it is simultaneous. Each one teach one while being taught by one. So we are learning. In the process, we just don't wait that, oh, let me completely purify and then only I'll help. Because that may not happen, or that may take long time, and we may miss out so many. While we are getting trained, where we're getting learned, we can help those who are uh, lesser than us, to whatever way possible. We can try to help them. So that is all of our responsibility, and that's what Srila Prabhupada said, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said, no, Amarajna Guru Hai Tarai Desh. No, that it's my direction or my instruction that all of it become the guru. Guru doesn't mean that like no, it's just the uh, giving the initiation or giving diksha or something. So everybody at their level, they are the guru. In Kannada we say no, taiye madala guru. Like no, the mother is the first teacher who teaches the child, like in understanding what to do, what not to do. So that way, all of us, if we practice Krishna consciousness nicely and understand the intricacies of the scriptures, and then we'll be able to help others. And that's what Srila Prabhupada wanted all his disciples or the followers to become the Brahmanas. Brahmana means one who guides the others. So that way, he is like the head who can teach what is to be done, what is not to be done. And that, like now, people previously would trust the Brahmanas because they're not selfish, and they can be completely, they follow their word. They can trust means uh, there's no betrayal. So to the extent that we see in the Mahabharata also, that Drushtadimna was, Drupada sent his son Drushtadimna to Dronacharya. Dronacharya knew that he is going to be the cause of my death, but still he has come to me. He wants to learn. I'll teach you. I'll teach him. That was their level of kind of integrity. So, uh, uh, as I said, that we'll just discuss on this aspect of the breach of trust. That how in any relationship there has to be a trust factor. And this trust factor, it is not just that I trusted you and then it doesn't um, reduce or something. No, with every action, with every moment, with every response, with every word, there can be, it's like a um, sine wave. It can go up or go down, like that. It's not that just anything happens in the world and the trust remains unwavered. No, it's very difficult, especially with the our minds having heard from the different this one. We can see in the case of Kaikeyi, who had so much of like no affection and love for Ram. The moment Manthara came and told that now Lord Ram is going to be the king, she became so happy and Are Manthara, tu bhi kya yaad rakh le ki le lo. This is the most costliest jewel. Take it. She was so happy. And just in the next moment, her mind changed. So that's why it is said that the mind is such a rascal that it should never be trusted, or it can never be trusted. So we all have our mind, and because of that mind, we cannot always have that same level of trust in anyone or in any relationship. What to speak of? Forget about any dur dur ka rishta. Even in amongst the close family members, husband, wife, or the father, mother, or son, daughter, or whoever it is, the closest relationship, there can be the breach of trust. Because the mind can create a mole out of a mountain or mountain out of a mole. And we all have our own minds, and all our minds are individual. So because of which there can be always from which what way one perceives creates the impression or the notion, and that can breach the trust. So that's why it's always there should be a rebuilding of trust in any relationship. So in another like now 10 minutes we'll discuss from the Srimad Ramayana, that where this aspect of the trust comes. And in any relationship or in any this one, there are three things, three qualities which make anything trustworthy. Three pillars of trustworthy character. And in that, the first one is integrity. Integrity means to follow what one says, or follow the words, or keeping the words. And also integrity also means that what one does when no one is around, because it is it may be easy to speak something, but to follow the same thing in one's life when nobody is watching, when everybody is there, one may be out of social pressure, one may be doing, but when one is alone, what he does, that is integrity. Second one is maturity, on how one deals in different situations, maturely taking the right decision, right, with the right understanding. Sorry. There is a maturity, integrity, maturity, and third one is non-enviousness. So when one is non-envious, then only one can become trustworthy. If he has envy, then the moment he has envy, then he will see, he'll become selfish. So these are the three pillars of trustworthy character. And in the Ramayana, when the first time Rama and Sugriva meets, they both come together. I'll not go into the details. I'll just outline. I'll be telling. When Rama and Sugriva meet, at that time Sugriva uh, calls Rama, and then he gives a place to sit, and he tells uh, about himself, why he is here, and he tells that how Wali has done all this and all. And then Rama pacifies him, tells that, don't worry, Sugriva, I'll just help you out. And then he says, my dear Lord, why are you here? Then Rama tells his story, and then Sugriva says, my dear Lord, don't worry, I'll support you. I'll support you with getting this one. So here, they both didn't knew each other, and they are building the trust amongst each other by opening, sharing their views, sharing their heart, and with the words expressing that I'll help you out. And it just didn't come out of in terms of the words. First thing was it was spoken in the words, and just to make that friendship, that yes, I'm giving a word, they had a small kind of a yajna or something, that to make it that yes, I promise. It's like the children, they say, no, no, please tell God promise you'll do that. That means they trust that like on God. So the same way they had this one, that to it came in the words, it came in the action also, that yes, I trust. And then Lord Ram says that Sugriva, you call Wali for a fight. Then Sugriva says, my dear Lord, yes, but before I have a I really doubt whether will you be able to help me. So here he is not telling that Ram didn't tell, Arey, no, I told you that I'll help, and you're like, no, before I'm telling you to do something and you're not doing and you're doubting me. No, in any relationship, it is not that one cannot be asked for a clarification. Yes, there can be asked for clarification, because when there is open communication, then only the trust can be built. Here it is just trust is building. It is not at there. The same way, in any relationship, people will be like, it's not that suppose if you take a man and a woman, it's not that they know them from the time immemorial, that they have so much of trust. No, at one point of the time when they agree to come together and stay in the grahastha ashram or something, the first time they are coming, then they keep little trust. And with each and every action, with each and every activity, when the communication is open and clear, and when there is a doubt, then doubt has to be properly clarified. And from the both the sides, Ram, the moment he asked that, no, my Lord, I really doubt, because Vali is very powerful. Ram didn't say that, oh, you are doubting my this one. Ram said, okay, tell me, what should I do? You are asking for a clarification, I'm ready to clarify. Then Sugriva says that, well, he's so powerful, and he tells about his power and all. How he would carry, once he carried Ravana in his the tail, and went to all the four Tirtha Kshetras. When he came to disturb Vali, then Vali went all four Tirtha Kshetras holding Ravana, and in the evening he came back, and then he said, okay, get lost. So that was his power. So then he says that, then what should I do? What do you want? How can I win your trust? Then Wali says, then if you can, there was the bone of this Dundubi, one what you can say, bull or this one demon, whom Wali had killed, and the bone had fallen in the area of the this Matangamani's ashram. That's why Sugriva could come there, because Matangamani had cursed that if whoever has done this, if he comes here, its head will be broken into pieces. So he says that this is the one which he killed. It was so big. If you can just like no lift it or show your power with this, then Ram takes the arrow and he hits it, and it jumps, and like no far distant it goes. He says, okay, little bit I got. Yes, you have some distance. And he says that with the arrow there was 7 salt trees. He like no, can you pierce this? Like the Ram takes arrow, he takes arrow, it pierces all the 7, goes up. He said that went to heaven, heaven, hell, and they came back and sat in the river. When he saw Sugriva, then he got that like no trust that yes, Ram can help me. So here also we see that he asked for a clarification and he clarified, and the trust was built. And so that's why it is said that the integrity with each and every action, what it is not just spoken, but it is integrity means it is in the action. So here there was a clarification, the action was there, and then the trust was built. And Wali was called by Sugriva, and like no, Sugriva Wali comes, and then the first fight happens, and then the Ram doesn't do anything. So you know that how he didn't respect Lakshmana. That's why Lord Ram didn't support in the first end. Then again, like no, when he comes back, can you imagine that he trusted Ram and went, and he had taken the risk of his life, risking his life. He risked his life, and he says that he comes back and he says, like no, here 2 things he could have done. He could have said, I trusted Rama, but he was such a untrustworthy. There was a breach of trust. He didn't help me, and now my life was about to go away. Now I'll make sure that I'll kill Rama, or I'll make sure that I'll hurt him. He broke my trust, like no, and he didn't go run away and like no, just became envious or like no, revengeful towards Rama. What he did, he came back and he said that, like no, oh Lord Ram, you said that you will help me, but you didn't help. He's again asking for a clarification. That means there was a breach of trust. So at that time he asked for clarification. Lord Rama also clarified why. He says that like no, see, both of you are looking alike. I could not come to know if I hit the arrow and by mistake if it hits you, then I was feeling very confused. But I promise that again you go and I'll help you. This time you wear the garland. So that way again there's a breach of trust. Again the trust was rebuilt. So in any relationship there can be many situations, or the issues may come up in which there is breach of trust. But then rather than going away, one has to come again together, and with the sharing of the heart and opening up, having clear communication. And when the clarification is asked, the other person should not feel that, oh, what is this? He is asking me, like, no, he is asking me to prove. No, let me clarify. Then only the trust can be built. And when, like, the second time again, Sugriva goes to call him, calls Wali. Again, he is like, no, just imagine how much trust Ram might have earned from Sugriva. That first time he was about to be killed. Forget about anything, losing anything. The life is going to go away. But second time again, he's going to the same thing. That means how much Lord Ram entrusted or he built the trust in the other person, that he's ready to, okay, I'm ready to lose my life. It's as good as that. So that was the level of trust which was built again. And again he goes, and again he calls, and the fight, this time Lord Ram helps, and like no, Wali was killed. And like no, that Sugriva had trusted him, and again he helped him. So with that, again the trust with each and every action, when word is given and when it is followed, the trust builds, and then it, it increases. The trust level increased. Then again he came back, and then he said that, my dear Lord Ram, I'm ready to help you. But it was rainy season. They said that, okay, we'll wait for 4 months. After that, we'll search for Mother Sita. Now you have helped me. Now it is my turn to help you. And again, no, there was a break. And then Sugriva goes back, and then he was enjoying, and we know that how he forgets everything. And after 4 months also he forgets. Again, there's a no, after 4 months he said that Lord Ram says that 4 months he said he will come, but he didn't come. Then he had busy with enjoying the things. So that was the time again Sugriva goes. Sugriva goes, and he uh, sorry, not Lakshmana goes to Sugriva. At that time again he remembers, oh, then again, like Sugriva at that time, the moment he comes to know that mm, Tara tells that now do something, call all the Pandavas. So what he does is immediately he acts in a way that builds the trust. He was fearful what to do. Then immediately he sends a message that wherever all the wanderers are there, you should come back, come assemble here. So he acted and comes and in front and stands, and he first humbles himself. Oh, after all, Tara also says he's a monkey. How can you expect anything good from a monkey? He's busy enjoying. The nature of the monkey is to enjoy. So forgive him. So, but he has done his part. He is calling all the people. So there was the breach of trust again from the Sugriva side, but again Sugriva rebuilt it by doing the action which builds the trust again. He immediately called for all the monkeys, and the monkeys assembled. And then again Lord Ram, he trusted, the trust level went up again. So that way, now we know that further it goes, and then they search for the whole this one and goes ahead. With the interest of time, I'll not go ahead further. But I'm just trying to say is that with each and every action, or every moment, the trust can be broken. But then again, it's the responsibility of the from both the parties that they try to rebuild the trust with proper communication, with proper action, and not judging, or not even when they ask for the clarification, or when doubted, not taking in a negative way, but rather by giving proper clarification, the trust can be built. And when that trust builds, then no, again the relationship will become stronger. And this is the whole life. This up and down keeps happening every moment. One may see something, any suspicious thing, no, somebody is doing something, somebody is speaking something to someone else, and they may think, oh, what he is speaking, or what he is doing, or what this, that. So many things may come in the mind. Our the restless rascal mind can give so many reasons. But when we clarify, when we rebuild the trust, when we ask, and then proper this one, then the trust can be rebuilt. And no matter how many times the breach of trust happens, it is not that 1, 2, 3 times happened, then end of the relationships. No, it should be built again and again and again and again. Then it can be there. And that's what here the Prabhupada also writes the purport Vishwasa Ghata, that breach of trust. So that will be there, but then it has to be rebuilt. And when that trust is there, then the dependents can also be reliable on such a leader. And that's what such leaders are needed, or the kings are needed. And that's what here Vishnu Dutas are telling, that Ajamila, he has now purified, he had taken shelter of the Lord. Now how can we leave him? If we leave him, then he may be ignorant, he might have done the sins out of ignorance, but we are in knowledge. How can we leave him? It is not right on our part. It is our duty, our responsibility. Our master, he has called our master, and we are his servants, so we are here to protect him at any go. So that's why we are here. That's what they are saying in this verse. So that way we are so fortunate to have Srila Prabhupada, who has given us this knowledge and the right understanding, at least theoretically, at least I know that, or what is right, what is wrong, or what is to be done, at least we have understood that. Although in the practical application, we may be facing our own challenges because of whatever the anarthas or the past conditioning or whatever it is, but at least we know what is the right direction, what to be done. So the first step, at least we are aware of it. So with expressing my gratitude to Srila Prabhupada, I pause here. If any clarifications or questions or comments or reflections, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much for the wonderful class, especially emphasizing the aspect of trust, trust building. There is any doubts, we have to go back and seek clarification and build the trust. But if we keep on building on the doubt, then the relationship will be spoiled. I think it's a very good reminder to all of us. I think it applies within the family, outside the family, and also among the devotees as well. Thank you, Prabhu. Request the devotees to share their questions.
Yes, Prabhu, it is true. People don't clarify. They should have the courage to go and clarify. They don't do it. And they speculate and speculate and speculate. That creates the distance between the people.
Yeah. Yes,
very nice, Prabhu. Thank you very much for the wonderful class.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranams. Thanks for the wonderful class, Prabhu, especially about Wali and the trust building, Prabhu. You said open communication is very good. It's very eye-opening. Prabhu, that Wali carried Ravana, Prabhu, to all the pilgrimage places.
Wali had come to, Ravana had come to Wali once for this one. He wanted to subdue or make him on his side, something like that. Like always everybody does know that, take them on their side. So from the back he comes and he wanted to attack on him and all. While he was busy in going to do the morning rituals, every day he would go to the four dhams, Char Dham is there, no? There he would go and perform his give his rituals and come back. So what he did was he was getting late, so he just didn't pay attention on who has come. He just somebody came from the back, somebody is trying to do something, he just rolled him in the tail and he jumped and went to all the four and he did his things and came back, and then when everything was over, time was over, now he saw who is this, and by that time Ravana had understood, over this fellow, I thought I'll defeat him, but he took me and all the way, and then he understood his power. He said he was very diplomatic. He said he thought that I cannot do anything to him, so let me make friendship. So he said, I wanted to become friend with you, so that's why I had come. He just tells that.
Okay, now I understood, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Prabhu, one more doubt I got. Why you tell prayers Om Ajnana Timirandasya after reciting the shloka, Prabhu? In every case, it follows that ritual only.
Yeah, generally that's how it is being done. So any specific way, even if we chant before, there is nothing wrong or something.
Okay.
There is nothing. It's if we chant the prayers first and recite this also, it happens or something. There is nothing wrong. Generally, first we glorify the Bhagavatam and then we recite the shloka and then seeking the blessings of the Lord so that we can discuss on the Srimad Bhagavatam. So that's it. Nothing
Thank you. Understood, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dandavat.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranams. Thanks for the wonderful class, Prabhu. After a long time, we were exposed to Ramayana today. Very nice. It was listening to the class. Very, very, lot of points, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranams.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prakash Prabhu. The nice explanation given for trust and building the trust 2 or 3 times. We should have the courage to go and meet the people and explain for the clarity, contradiction, whatever we have, and get the clarity. Absolutely great. Thank you very much. Hari Bol, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Wonderful class. So many points that you brought, which is really have to contemplate on. But one question I had, one clarification. When there is a trust deficit between 2 parties, one party knows there is a trust deficit, but the other party doesn't know. So the party who knows, what actions should they take, Prabhuji, so that, we can again build the trust, rebuild that.
So it is always like just like even case of like Sugriva in this, if you take this, that Sugriva didn't have the trust in the Lord Ram. That whether is he so powerful that he can help me? He told that in the word he said that he can help me, but he didn't have that this one. So he slowly clarified that Lord Ram, that you are saying though, but I just little doubt. Or he didn't tell exactly doubt, but he's so powerful. He started telling about him. Then Ram understood that okay, he's doubting my power, so he showed it. So same way, like now, when in your case, if I have rightly understood that two people are there, one person knows that our trust level is not sufficient in this relationship. He knows, and the other person doesn't know that. Then what should the person who knows should do, or doesn't know he should do? The person who knows, right?
Yes, bro.
Yes, bro. Then he has to see that why that trust is not there. See that the person who is feeling that the trust is low, that means he has some expectation or clarification or something is not met. So he has to intelligently like open up a discussion in which the talk comes about that or expresses here in this case either sometimes one can indirectly hint, just like here Sugriva also indirectly hinted Ram that Vali was so powerful, that was sufficient. Like no, like what is it? Ishara kafi hai. Hoshiyar ke liye ishara kafi hai. They say no. Same way one can hint. If the other person is intelligent, he may be able to with that hint he may understand. In case suppose sometimes it may happen that some people may not get that hint also. Then he can directly ask for the clarification, and it should be presented in a way that it is not that I doubt you, but I just need this clarification so that like in the open communication means that openly expressing that yes, see, we want to have the trust. For that, this is what is blocking. Can you just tell me why this happened, or what can we do, or something like that? So this is what I am able to understand, or so by which you just maybe sometimes it may need the other person, like now as Bhaktivinoda Thakur used to say that before telling anybody you're wrong, you appreciate them so much that like their hearts are open and they open the doors of their heart, and then you tell them that, sir, please accept my respects, but you are a fool, number one. You hear to me now. I'll tell you about Krishna. That's what he used to tell about preaching. The same way, like one may have to appreciate the other person's what all he has done, in what way, like maybe some incidences. It's not just telling that, oh, you're good, but with practical incidences that see this situation, it was so amazing. You exhibited this quality, and like now, if it is trust, you can tell about that, like how it was that this action made me trust you so much more, and like now then when the other person hears about his, like now what the second person is telling, then he feels, anybody feel happy to hear about good about himself, so he feels happy and his heart is like now open to hear the other side, and then one can present that. At the same time, like now I feel that like now we need some more this to rebuild or increase the trust level. So in this case, can we have some open discussion? And if it better sometimes to go to the nature where the such places where it becomes easier to have such discussions. This is my one paisa understanding.
It's very clear, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
But sometimes people will be prejudiced, Prabhu. That time it is difficult to even go for an open clarification. And if that person is prejudiced with something, it's so difficult. I come across the one situation recently. I don't want to talk about it. But then I thought, let go. Even if I become wrong in that situation, it's okay. By losing, you win the situation. So I said, okay, I agree.
Yeah. sometimes like no, in any this one, if we see that if we keep the relationship as the focus or the prime thing, or the if we give importance to the relationship, things may go hayway. I may tell my idea may be 100% good, or other person's idea may be just 60%, and let us, okay, I'll go with you. Although I know that this is there, we don't have to tell that, because again it will pinch the ego of the other person. I'm with you. You whatever you say, I'll do it. And then when you do that, and when the other person does, like and he sees that okay, result was 60%, he see internally everybody will be able to make out. Then he feels that hey, what he had told was only right, but he still came on my side. He followed my this one, and next time when you say something, then he will follow what you say. So, like no, that is it. And at the same time, when somebody has this prejudice, then it becomes our responsibility to try to see that how I can overcome his that there is some, we might have done something because of which that particular understanding has set in his mind. So how can we little bit try to overcome by through our words, actions? I try to overcome it. He has certain viewpoints, like he's very timid, or he's that he doesn't. So let me do something, go extra mile so that I can overcome. That we can try. But as you said, Mataji, sometimes we have to allow the time to heal.
Actually, yesterday there was a situation. Quickly, I'll tell. One patient had come. He was prejudiced with one of the. I have two surgeons. One is a young one is an old one. And he was prejudiced with a young surgeon. He said, no, I don't want that fellow to do for me this, that. And he did a wrong. He broke the tooth and left it there. Then I showed the x-ray. I said, he has removed this tooth. Full tooth he removed. Only the pieces adjacent to it. He is not believing. Then I told him, no, he's very. Then he got upset. He is elderly gentleman. He said, you are favoring him. You are not listening to him. Customer is God for you. Like that he was telling. I said, I agree. This thing. I said, okay, I will get it from the senior only for you. Don't worry about it. I had to protect my surgeon also, and also his interest. I said, okay, it was so funny. I was showing him the proof, but he was not believing at all.
Sometimes, Mataji, when that is there, as you said, it doesn't work out. But what he did was the right thing, that when that younger one, like no, if it is happening in front of him, sometimes what one may have to, this is my little understanding. Suppose if he is telling in the privacy, then instead of telling him that like no, there is no need of proving this patient, he may not come every time, or even if he comes, if he has some prejudice about the younger one, okay, let it be. He carries something, but I'll tell, see, he's having the experience, but oh, you don't have trust. Okay, I'll put you under the senior one, and like he can do the better. That one action will make him peaceful and satisfy him, and then he'll go. And if it happens in front of the younger one, like no, that he's telling that your younger one doesn't know, then you have to protect the younger one. At the same time, like it's like a having in between. So you have to see that your like no, this doctor is more important than the patient. Patient may come once in a while and go away, but if you give up this doctor who is like no assisting you, then like it is like this one. And sometimes just like we do that, no, like no, one may have to looking at the younger one, wink the eye, and you say, yeah, he's little younger, and tell that later, like, I want to do that. Sorry, I had to tell this. Don't mind.
Yes,
so they will understand. So like that we have to do.
So thank you so much for clarifying all our doubts. Dandavat Pranam Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Rucha Mataji is asking, Rama and Sugriva is the best example of trust and friendship. Can we also relate this to Krishna and Sudama? No doubt, Braj devotees are an epitome of trust. Yeah, but in their case, we don't see that like the breach of trust or something. But yes, Sudama had a doubt that whether Lord Ram Krishna will accept me or not. But Krishna, through his action, the moment he came, he accepted him and like he put him on his own, this one and all. Like again, that he got trust in his this one. So yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Dandavat pranam. So, thanks so much for bringing up this topic. So much you spent time on trust. I think a very critical aspect of community building. And if this type of churning, especially the Ramayana you mentioned, it really helpful practically to introspect. One just a reflection is like even in the answer you gave, the need for somebody in between to mediate, because especially in a community like in the cities, we'll have lot of people from different environments and at different times they're coming together for to be with ISKCON, and but they have different ideas, and so need for these intermediary roles to help everybody navigate the distrust is so critical. I think that's what we need to pray. We have more and more the association where I was just reflecting the reason for most of the current social issues is where we kind of go into a cocoon, like we have more independent families or individuals also are becoming independent, forget families. So the reason is trust deficit and no person intermediary who we can take benefit from. So their community is a blessing. Somebody somewhere will take that step and be compassionate and try to resolve. So yeah, just a reflection. We can.
Very true, very true. That way, like no, in the previous days, at least our parent generation, there a joint family or like all the relatives would stay close by, and that way they would play that, as you said, the third party, like intermediary role, and they would come like no chikapa chikama, dodapa dodama, atte mava yaro irta idru. But now, because of the independent families and this one, when the community is there, and also as you're sharing, one more thought came to my mind that as a third person also, when you see that there are two people, maybe the leader subordinate or whoever are they, two friends or husband wife or whoever, two people are there, and amongst them they're like no, because of certain action of one person, the other person's is hurt or like no, a little bit his trust is broken in him. It is a responsibility of the the third person who is able to observe and understand, to go and like now help them to come closer, in the sense that like no, okay, he can go to the both and tell, okay, like now Prabhuji, this happened because of which the other person is affected, or that like no, go to the other person and tell about the no, he might have told this, but then like no, this is not the thing. Like no, it might have happened. So that way, again, that surely everybody may get affected or like the hurt, but then again that can be rebuilt. So it's a responsibility of each and every one of us that when we see that it's happening, and especially like when the new people are coming to the temple, then yes, we can be really, if you're careful, observant, then we can like build the trust in the Prabhupada and Prabhupada's mission and the devotees, then that can inspire them a lot to come become a part of the community. Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Very, very crucial point you brought out.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji, once again for the wonderful class.
Sorry, I took over time. So
no
it should have ended by 8:15 with questions, but I stopped at 8:15. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. We'll end today's session with the Vaishnava Pranam.
Panchakapatrubyश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की
Grantharaj Bhagavatam. Jai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Thank you, devotees.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you.
We'll meet again tomorrow morning.